All right, so when you go to the send panel, as I was saying, if you've already have it flipped, it's going to give you the option to mirror again. Make sure that if you already flipped it, that you select send as is. All right, now if you have it the correct way, right? You have it this way. If you go to send and you select mirror, what it's going to do is it's going to flip it. But the problem with that is, I'm going to show you what it looks like. It'll flip it when it cuts. It's not going to cut on this side. It's going to actually move it over. It flips the entire mat. So it'll actually look like this on your mat. That means that if you are trying to cut your vinyl, and let's say your vinyl is not exactly 12 inches, you're going to lose a 1/4 inch off your design if you select it this way. So the best thing to do is, if you're always going to use your top left corner, that when you go to send, you make sure not to select mirror again, okay? The other problem with that is, if you have your mirror, you have your image already mirrored, you go to send and you click mirror again, it's going to cut it correct side. So it won't flip it. All right, cutting for colors. So let me flip it back. Now let's say you're trying to cut just certain colors. You're going to right click, click it, right click, and group. Let's say you want to just cut the brown. All right, if you want to cut only the letters, maybe the leaves. If you want those areas to be exactly where they are, then you would have to actually cut them like that, those pieces. So what I do there is I change my cut line to brown to match, and I go to send, and instead of selecting simple, I go to line. Now notice I haven't flipped it. I'm just showing you. So if I select line, anything that I have traced in brown will cut brown. Okay, I can do the same thing for my other colors. Let's say I want my orange. And here I'm just clicking the mouse, right click mouse and shift to select everything. I can also group them, but I don't really need to, but it's kind of easy if you do that. That way you just go up here, you change your cut line color to match. And when you go to send, same thing, it gives you the cut line for orange. So you deselect, you go back, click your orange, now it's going to cut your orange. So if you do it this way, it's a lot easier because it's already lined up. The only problem is you're wasting all this vinyl in between. All right, so for that, I'm just going to select everything now. I'm going to flip horizontal. And if I'm going to do my brown, let's say I have this selected and these here. I'm going to group them, make it a little easier. I've already got the color changed, but I usually will move them up to the corner. So everything's going to stay in its place, even though it looks kind of weird. It stays in its place. I select my brown, and it'll cut everything where it is. And then when I'm done, I just line everything up. Then I just go back and I click undo. Now, I love the option of multiple undo because you can select more than one thing. You can undo your grouping. You can undo your flipping. And it's all happening right in front of you. And then you just do the same for the rest. You go to the next color and you cut those colors.